DaMoon.
The magnificent.
It's your boy DJ DaMoon. We are back. It's a DaMoon exclusive. And y'all know me, man. I'm not really a DJ. I just play one on the radio. We're back with the homie. It's going to be the homie right here, man. Dee-1, what's happening, baby?
I'm good, man. I'm still locked and loaded with y'all, man.
That's what's
one
up.
Of my favorite. It's one of my favorite interviews in a minute, man. So yeah.
Hey, that's what's up, man. I love to hear it, man. Now, right now, before we left, Dee-1, we was calling out a few lyrics. So, I'm gonna call out a few lyrics of yours, and we gonna get your interpretation on this, okay? All right. We're gonna take it back to Blue. This is actually one of my favorite lyrics. This lyric actually is the reason why I like this song, amongst many things. You said, I rock the double rosary because I got double foes opposing me. Sometimes it's hard to deal with the fact that my God has chosen me.
I rock the double rosary because I got double foes opposing me. Sometimes it's hard to deal with the fact that my God has chosen me.
What do you mean by that?
Man, I rock two rosaries, man. Actually, I got them on right now. To where I feel like I started rocking two of them because I feel like when you're trying to do good, man, you got the people that don't want to see good prosper who are against you. So that's one set of enemies. But then you got other people who supposedly doing good who hate on you and might hate on the way that you're going about it, and doing that as well, man. So if you're trying to do good, you got evil and you got good people that's hating on you, man. And that's what I felt with that. So I rock two rosaries because I got double foes opposing me. And I only do this because God gave me this talent, and I know that this is the vessel He wants me to use, the medium He wants me to use to communicate His message, His word to people. So, knowing that God wanted me to do this, I was just saying it's hard. It's hard to deal with the fact that, God wants you to keep going when it feel like you got so much opposition, man. Like when I wrote that song, no lie, when I wrote that song, I remember sitting in my bedroom and I just played the beat and I just kept listening to the beat on repeat, man. And I just was thinking about everything I was going through in my life and listening to the instrumental, man, and my eyes started just tearing up, man, just thinking like, man, it's like a lot of pressure.
You got a lot of pride built up when you just hear a beat come on and your eyes tear up. But I'm just thinking,
going through some of the stuff that I'm going through, but having to get over that because I still got a mission and I still got these people I need to serve, with my music and with my life. So that was a real song right there, bro.
And you know what, man? Since you said that, I gotta say, man, it's almost like in your position, Dee-1 really can't complain about anything, because
correct.
It's like it's like people saying, well, you put yourself in this position. This is you. Like, I mean, I listen to songs like I think this is one of your older joints, Lord Help Me. I listen to songs like You Ain't Been Through Nothing, the second verse when the rapper is talking to you, like, you know what I'm saying? I want to know that. Hey, look, I want to know who that rapper is, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's still pursuing his career, so I wouldn't want to call him out, man.
I got you. But I listen to songs like that, and it's almost like you're in a position where, like, the minute Dee-1 starts complaining, it's like it's like you dropped the ball almost,
Exactly, man. So I think that I want to make sure that I don't paint this picture as all peaches and cream, like this journey I'm on, man, and so that people see that, but they don't see it as complaining, but they see it as it's like the diary of a soldier, and it's like, in that diary of a soldier, they might have some days where that journal entry is serious, like, man, I done been through hell today, I done seen some crazy stuff, and I'm going through it, but yet and still, when I finish writing this journal entry, I got to get back to fighting, because the battle continues. So that's what I want people to know with me. Like, it ain't always easy, but I'm not finna give up.
Gotcha. The song La Di Da, this is my daughter's favorite song. She be killing it. I'm going to tell you her favorite part. You said that young minds drumming.
But they strong minds drumming like a second line.
She walking around, her mama don't know what she talking about. Hey, mommy. She don't know what she talking about. But on the song La Di Da, you said first verse, stay focused on bubbling and don't forget this covenant.
It's evident that we're struggling, but stay focused on bubbling and don't forget this covenant.
Yep.
What did you mean by that?
Stay focused on bubbling. So, where I'm from, down here in the NO, we always say, like, what's the bubble? Like like what's popping or what's brewing. Like if something is bubbling up, I mean it's gone from being underground to it's pretty much on the verge of coming up over the surface.
Right.
It's bubbling. So I'm saying, stay focused on bubbling to whoever pursuing their mission, whoever, in the midst of chasing their dream, stay focused on bubbling and blowing up. Don't forget this covenant. And the covenant is, if it's yours, then it's yours. If it's for you, it's for you. If you feel her like I feel, then you know you the truth. It's simple as like
All right. Definitely. We got a few more. We pulled. Now this one here, it's one of my favorite joints too. Heart of a King. You said there's no I in team. That's why your team blind. There's two eyes in mission. That's why this vision's fine.
There's no I in team. That's why your team blind. There's two eyes in mission. That's why this vision fine. Whether they know it or not.
Yeah. That's real, man. Like people think that just because they got a team that that they're good. Like, oh man, we got a team, so we're gonna be straight. But it's like your team still gotta be focused. Like you can have a team, but your team is blind. Like it's just a whole bunch of blind people just, like riding in the car, man. Like y'all got a car, y'all riding inside of a Bentley, and all of y'all blind, so nobody know what direction y'all going in.
Right.
Y'all gonna crash in any second now. Y'all finna crash on the side of the road because everybody blind. But there's two eyes in mission. That's why this vision's fine. So it's like if you got a team that really got a mission, man, and y'all focus, y'all got what I call mission vision, you're gonna be all right, man. You're gonna be all right. And even if you got less of a team, as long as you got mission vision and you're really focused on going somewhere, like you can't lose, man. I want people to know that you cannot lose at the game of life as long as you have a few fundamental principles. If you have God first in your life, if you truly striving to please Him and to just improve as a person every day, and if you have a plan for what you want to do, like you said earlier, man, like you might have the plan but have to veer away from that and realize that, oh, it's not going to go like I wanted it to. Yeah. But just the fact that you had a plan in the first place means that you're able and willing to adjust that plan, if the situation calls for it. If you don't have any plan and you just living every day, just living with no aspirations for anything, it's like I'd rather have a plan. I'd rather have plan A, and by the time I finish, be like, oh, it turned into plan C, but I still got to the finish line, as opposed to not even having a plan in the first place and just freestyling my way through life,
Right. I like that, man. We got a few more. 3's up. I ain't gonna lie, that take me back to that Cash Money, man.
I live it more than I thought it.
Hey, boy, you put that swag in that one. I ain't lying, boy. But you confessed something in 3's up. You said we got the tender lives of these youngsters in our hands, and I know that I done dropped the ball before.
We got the tender lives of these youngsters in our hands, and I know that I done dropped the ball before. Now when you see them 3's,
that second verse, man, was talking about a dude who I used to like mentor and really took under my wing a couple of years back, and that stuff, it just hurt me one day when like you come in contact with all these kids a lot of times, and they really look up to you because you look like them. You a young black dude, and you look like them, and you've made it, by their standards or whatever. So you get cool with them, and I've latched on to a lot of young black males or teenagers or whatever in my day, and kind of latched on to them and kind of started mentoring them in a certain way. And sometimes I bite off a little more than I could chew because I'm like, dang, they really don't have a daddy to go home to or whatever. It's to the point where you meet somebody and you kind of casually kicking it with them or kind of serving as a mentor, and it's to the point where they calling you every single day because they ain't got nobody else, and they calling, and you could tell that they just real hungry to want to be a part of something or just be connected with somebody who cares for them. And you know, man, me, with my heart being big, I be wanting to be there for everybody, but then realizing, like, I'm going through my own stuff, and I'm trying to get my own life together, and not really being able to be there. And it's just sad when somebody who you had a personal relationship with, you know, you see them, and you realize their life then took, you know, a real negative turn, and they really, like I said, I seen a dude, and he had them teardrops tattooed under his eyes, and he was like, nah, that, you know, them they're here to stay, like, that's permanent. And, you know, teardrops with that, you know, you know what that symbolizes, man. Yeah, and I just like to think this somebody who used to come to my apartment all the time and all this stuff, and it just hurt, man.
And you know what, man? Not too many rappers will put what they would call defeat in their records, you know.
Word.
So that's real bold of you to even put that. That's why that lyric really stood out to me. And this the last lyric, man, on the infamous song, the one that got away, the infamous song. It said, we never kissed, but I made love to her brain the most.
We never even kissed. One time we came close, but that ain't matter. I made love to her brain the most. She was loyal to.
Oh yeah, man, definitely that's some real stuff, and I hope people don't think that that's some type of nasty line when I say that. You know, definitely, because that's shout out to my big homies, Dead Prayers. You know, like they got that song Mind Sex. You know, and yeah, man, that's talking about the girl, man, the one that got away. You know, that's a real life story, and she and I never even like kissed her, man, but I would just have this level of conversation with her to where I knew that, like, she was falling in love with my mentality and just with, you know, with the way I talked about life and the way I see things, and I did that quite often, you know, and that's why I was like, I knew we had this special connection, because I made love to your brain, but you know, like mentally we had this connection, but physically we never even got to the point where we even kissed, man. So it was just ironic.
Wow. And it brings me to this, man. The streets want to know, and I already know who's in the streets that want to know for this question. Does Dee-1 have an old lady?
Oh, nah, man. Nah, I don't, man. I actually don't. Nope.
All right. Well, streets, you know now. All right.
Yeah.
Look, hint. Parentheses, sister-in-law, you know now. All right. But Dee-1, man, that's dope, man. And let's talk about your relationship with Mannie Fresh, man. How did that come about?
Yeah, Mannie Fresh. That it's so cool how it came about, because it came about with just the story of my career, man. Like I'm like that 5th or 6th round or 7th round draft pick in the NFL draft, man. Like never was initially just the person who everybody was dropping their jaw over, or just like, oh, this is going to be the next dude, But over time, slowly but surely, I started to win people over and get people to do that. Same thing with Mannie Fresh. First time I ever met him in my life, I was in AutoZone buying some oil for my car to put in my car. I had a little oil leak.
Yeah.
You heard me? And I met him.
Hold on now. You got to tell the story, because Mannie Fresh has another side of this story.
Some of y'all kind of heard the story, you know, and I'm just setting it straight, you dig? And we met, you know, in, where was it, AutoZone, and I was, you know, getting some spark plugs for my Cutlass, you know, and dude was in there shoplifting. That's the part that he didn't tell y'all when he said, you know, he was trying to give me his tape or whatever. I was really trying to save his life.
Right.
So we got to hear from you now.
Right. No, man. So contrary to what Mannie Fresh is putting out there on mixtapes and stuff, I what you call it though? I was in AutoZone buying some oil for my whip, and I saw Mannie Fresh like in aisle 3, just chilling, you know. And I was like, whoa, this is Mannie Fresh. So I was kind of like starstruck, and I think he had his little boy with him at the time, and just his little boy was real young. So he's just chilling, man, and I had just started rapping like maybe a year or 2 before this. So I called one of my boys. I'm like, hey, bro, Mannie Fresh is in the store, like, with me. And, like, I could go talk to him if I wanted to. Like, nobody really with him. There ain't no security or nothing. And he was like, well, why you on the phone with me? You need to be talking to Fresh. Like, you stupid fool, you know? So I was like, all right, bet. So I run out to the car. I get my mixtape that I had out at the time. And I go walk back in. I say a quick little prayer, like, man, I'm about to change my life. Like, God, like, I think this is my big break. Yeah. So I go back in there. I holler at Fresh. I tell him who I am. Give him a mixtape. and everything. And in my head, he was going to listen to the mixtape, call me, say, man, come to the studio, man. I'm ready to sign you, man. We about to make millions of dollars together, and we just going to change the world. And that's what I was waiting on to happen. And that never happened. So it never happened. So that's how I met him, though. So I met him, and after that, I just had that story. I had that story of, like, man, I met Fresh, bro, and I don't know why he ain't called me yet, man. I must have, I don't know, maybe I missed the call or something. Like, I was holding out hope.
Yeah.
But, man, 3 years later, I'm in the grocery store with my grandmother, and my phone rings, and I don't even know who it is calling because I don't recognize the number. So I, matter of fact, I think it was a black number. I don't think he wanted me to even have his number, but it was a black number. So I was like, I'm not going to answer this. I don't know who this is. So I don't answer it. Then I get a voicemail like 2 minutes later. So I listen to the voicemail, and dog, it's Manny Fresh. He called me like 3 years later, just talking about, yo, man, like, you know, this Fresh, bro. I've been keeping up with you, man. I remember we met in the AutoZone. I've been checking out your progress and everything, dude. I just want you to know, homie, like, you know, I got your back, and anything I could do to help your career out moving forward.
Wow.
I'm here for you. So I'm like, whoa, that's crazy, right? So I called back. I had one of his homeboys' numbers, so I called his homeboy back. I'm like, hey man, that wasn't no joke or nothing. No, that wasn't a prank. Like, that was for real. And he was like, yeah, man, like, it's Fresh really, you know, kind of rocking with your stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, word. So it still took about another year or two, and then we finally reconnected, collaborated again, man, and we did the one that got away. But not only that, we did a whole bunch of other songs, man. Like, if you listen to the Focus tape, I got him on The Man in My City, The Very Best.
Yeah.
He hosted the Focus tape for me, and we got a bunch of songs where I'm rapping over his beats, and I just gotta get ready to put them out soon, man. I've been sitting on them because we said we was gonna do a whole album together, and so I've been sitting on these songs, and I'm trying to decide if I'm just gonna keep holding on to them or just start putting them out.
Animals in my circle, ringling, can't count me out. I'm in every circle, a different color.
The Man in My City, you and Juvie. How did you hook up with Juvie?
Yeah, so with Juvie, I had opened up for Juvie a couple of times over the years, and you know, kind of had small talk with him, but never really nothing extensive. So we got a mutual friend, my homeboy named C. Smith. He produced the beat actually on The Man in My City, and he also produced R.I.P. on the Focus tape, that song. And so he's real tight with Juvie. So he brought me by Juvie's studio one day, and we just chopped it up and everything, man. And the first time I played the song for Juvie, I had a different hook on it. It didn't sound like that at all. It was a whole different concept I had for the song. And Juvie wasn't really feeling it, man. And I respect his mind to this day, because for him to not really know me that well, but to just be a stand-up guy and just tell me, like, man, you know, I like you as a person, and I like you as an artist, but I ain't really feeling this song. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. He was like, if you change it up or, you know, come back with something I'm feeling more, I hop on it for you, but I ain't really feeling this. And it kind of humbled me and made me really be like, and you know what, in the back of my mind, I knew that the song wasn't really that dope at first. I knew I had just kind of rushed the chorus and just kind of put an old generic hook on there. And I was like, dang, that's real. So I went home, I put that new hook on it, called it The Man in My City, and I played it for him. And Julie just started smiling with all them gold teeth twinkling. And when he started smiling, I was like, yeah, I got you, boy.
I'm the man in my city, my city, my city, my city, my city, my city, my city. I'm the man in my city, my city, yes sir, my city, Dee-1, my city, the one man army. I'm the man.
Hey, you know, D, man, another thing about this Focus tape, it's like you're positioning yourself with these guys who rap about this or who rap about that and the third that you pretty much don't rap about, but it's almost like you're gonna get in the trenches with these guys, and your hope and your desire is, let me change them through what I'm doing. You know, I'm not gonna just be on the opposite side of them and rap about what they should do. I'm gonna rap about what they should do, and I'm gonna be in the trenches with them. So yeah, they may be smoking dope or they may be doing this, that, and the third, but they look at D and be like, yo, D, you don't even get affected, you know what I'm saying? And that might change them. I get that from the Focus tape.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what it is, man. You really in touch with what I'm what I'm embarking upon, man. And it's cool. It's cool when people respect you for being different from them, but they understand that that it's equally as dope, you know, because they don't feel like, oh, it's that old Mr. Rogers rap or whatever. They like, no, this boy coming. I gotta really come on this track, you know. But with him, he really coming with it. But it's so catchy and it's so cool, and I respect him as a man and as an artist to the point where I'm gonna hop on that stuff. Like, this isn't people making me pay them to get on my songs or nothing like that. No, I want everybody to know there's a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, you want a feature? All right, my feature price is $2,000 or $1,500 or whatever. You know, it's the difference between that and people saying, cool, like, I got you. I had a song to you in a couple of days. You know?
Yeah.
Because I respect it.
And that's love. And speaking of collaborations, I think we all were waiting on this one to come, and you guys finally made it happen. You and Lecrae.
Dee-1 and Lecrae. Look, I put in 50 applications, still can't get no work. But homie, on the
how did that come about?
Yes, sir. That came about very, very organically, man. We met. We struck up a friendship. We realized that we are on similar missions and have similar similar goals with what we want to do just for the kingdom of God and just for, just music in general, hip-hop music. And I think we're like on opposite ends of the fence, but we're headed towards the same final destination. Like, like you said, I'm starting out here in the trenches. Like, I'm out here with the wolves, you know what I mean? And I'm existing in that, and I'm trying to, if anything, trying to find that middle ground to where people on his side of the fence, which is in the church world and in that whole world, can also listen to a Dee-1 and be like, oh, all right, no, he is somebody who I could listen to. Like, so, and with him, he's starting out in that world, and I guess, really focused on trying to get out of that, out of that box. Exactly.
I use analogies a lot. That's how you know I'm a rapper. But I look at you, like I said earlier, I look at you as Batman. I look at Lecrae as Superman. But you know how Superman was always that guy, oh, we know he's a hero. Oh, there he goes. But you look at Batman, you're like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This guy looks like he might be a villain or he might be, we don't know. You can't put the guy in the box. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy you said that. Like you said, you both are on two different spectrums, but with a similar mission, man.
Correct. And that's what it is. So we collaborated on the song, working together. People love that song work, which is a blessing. We got to shoot a video for it. Too many people have been begging for it and asking for it, and I'm excited to shoot a video for it. I think it's going to wind up being crazy. And we just came off tour together, too. We just did a Black College tour together, so that was real dope.
Oh man, y'all got to put ASU in that lineup next time, man.
I know, man.
University, man.
Did, I don't know why we didn't do it. We did Jackson State, we did Tennessee State, we did we did Howard, we did a few schools, man. I wish we had came and did ASU.
Y'all did Jackson, man. Get out, man. Look here, D. We got to get you at ASU, man. That's gonna be my mission. You got your mission, man. I got mine too. We gonna get you at ASU, man. But as we conclude, I want to talk about one of my favorite joints, too, and we're going to be playing this. We have a Sunday morning segment called The Holy Grounds, where we play the best in holy hip-hop, and I feel like this one will be perfect for that segment. I'm not perfect, I'm a Christian.
I'm not perfect, I'm a Christian, yeah.
So tired of riding the fence. Feel like the Lord looking down, like D, I ain't convinced. It all hit me one night. What's my purpose on this earth? I think I lost sight, alright.
You went in on that one, man.
Yeah. I got goosebumps just saying the title of it just now, man. Just because I feel like whenever I get those, those real life, those real life moments to where it's like, man, something inside of me just feels like if this all ended tomorrow, I need people to know this. I need to get this off my chest, and I felt like when I wrote that song, I needed people to understand that, look, there's no blueprint for how to do, what you need to do to make God smile. You know what I'm saying? Like to be pleasing to God. There's no blueprint to how you need to live, to what type of outfit you need to wear, to what type of hairstyle you need to have. There's no blueprint to any of that stuff. So if my mission is unorthodox, or if my mission is different from what people are used to, it's probably because I grew up different from what most people are used to, and you know, and where I'm from is different from just where most people grow up. Like, it just is, you know, as far as with all this stuff. But I was like, at the end of the day, there's really only a couple fundamental things that matter in life, and it's about just keeping it simple and understanding, you know, what those things are. So for me, I was like, before people identify me as, you know, a dude from New Orleans, or a black man, or a hip hop artist, or whatever, I do want people to understand where I stand spiritually, because that'll let you know a lot of why I do what I do and why I stay away from doing certain things, is if you understand where my mind is spiritually. And the whole "I'm not perfect" title is really that's why it's called "I'm not perfect."
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm not going to be perfect on this walk. I'm trying to figure it out. There's no blueprint. There's nobody I can look to in hip-hop to say, oh, yeah, the way he did it, that's the path I'm trying to follow. Oh, the way Jay-Z did it? Oh, the way Lil Wayne, the biggest rapper from my city, did it? That's the same way I'm going to do it. No, like, all this stuff is new. I am the person that's paving the way. So that's why I say I'm not perfect. So if somebody calls themselves a Christian, you know, rapper, or a Christian rap fan or whatever, and they're not a fan of how I'm going about doing what I'm doing, guess what? The biggest Christian rapper in the world is trying to not be called a Christian rapper no more, because he don't want that title no more. So it's like, what are you really getting at? Anybody who's just so quick to judge. That's why on the third verse I say this ain't no courtroom, but everybody quick to judge. Can't wait for me to slip so they can quickly pull the plug. It ain't no love. They say I hang out with the thugs. If I recall right, Jesus hung out with the thugs. Am I lying? You know, like that's just real, man. And that's why I call it I'm not perfect, but I call it I'm a Christian, because I want people to know that I definitely am. You know, and that's. Yeah, man, I did that song. I can't wait to shoot a video to that song, and put that out there, you know, for the world to hear. Yeah. And it's amazing what's about to go down.
I just got to tell you, man, I know you say it's the one-man army, and I know you feel that way, but just know there's others like you, man, and we're making a way to help that movement go even further, because it's not about us. You know, it's not even about us. It's bigger than us.
And that comes with spiritual maturity, is knowing that it's not about us. That at the end of the day, you know, we shouldn't be competing with one another. You know, if we doing God's work. And I think that is a very that's an easier task for some people than for others, because you're in an industry where it's so much about me. Yeah. I'm so dope. Check me out. I'm colder than him. I'm better than him. You know what I mean? Blah blah. And yeah, man, it takes to be very selfless to truly be doing that. So I agree with you, brother.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. D-1, man, we appreciate it, man. I appreciate the opportunity to have a sit down with you in two different areas. We over the phone, but I appreciate you pouring out your mission, man, sharing with us what you're about, man, and we wish you the best in the future, man.
Thank you so much, man. I really enjoyed it, man. I look forward to coming out there to Bama as well. Let's definitely work on that.
People, it's D-1 in the building over the phone.
Yeah.
We're going to get him in the building pretty soon. Check him out. And he has the Focus tape out now. When can we hear another tape, man?
Yeah, you got to check out Psalms of David. You heard me? Psalms of David. So that's out. And then Psalms of David Volume 2 is coming out late May. So in about 3 weeks to a month, Psalms of David Volume 2, which should be all new music. You know what I mean?
Bad. We will be checking that out. People, D-1, New Orleans own D-1. This guy's going to be big. He's going to be a legend, man. Y'all take heed to what we saying here. We speaking it. All right, this is DJ DaMoon. You know I'm not a DJ. I just play one on the radio. Another exclusive with D-1, and we will see you next time, people. We out.